Hello. Check this out real quick. Look how gross that water is, okay? It gets kind of nasty. The goats don't really care. They're fine, but I would like it to be a little cleaner. The way we actually fill this thing is with this water hose that runs all the way up the hill through. It actually has like 3 or 4 water hoses that snakes through the trees and goes up to my house. Because there's no water down here. We don't have any underground pipes. We don't have any well, nothing like that. So the only way to get these guys water is this water hose system. So for me to get them clean water, I gotta come down here, walk all the way down, dump this water out, and then walk all the way up, turn the water on, then let it fill up, and then turn the water off. But I never know when it's full. I was like, what if I could find something that would be better than that? And then I was like, we got a big water catching thing right here in this roof. I've been through a few rainwater collection systems because I think it's just really cool. I home make them, I do it all by myself, and I just think it's really fun to collect water. And you can see it's kind of a overcast day. I don't know if you can see it, but there's mist in the air. And you can see it's forming. It hasn't rained all day. It's just been doing this, where there's just some moisture on everything. And I just put this gutter up, and you can see that water is slowly dripping in to this that I just put up as well. No rain today, but I am collecting water off the roof of this goat shed. I'm really excited about this, actually. Like, stupidly excited. Like, I don't think anybody cares about my rainwater collection system, but I built one on the first house I owned just for like watering plants. I just thought it was cool. I had an extra like 50-gallon drum and I built it. And then we had a chicken coop at my other old house, so I just built rainwater collection system on there, and I never had to put water in the chicken coop. It just constantly collected it from the sky, and it was super good. So I was like, well, can we do that with goats? They drink a lot more water than chickens, and you have to leave it in a bucket that can evaporate. But I mean, on a day like today, it's just dripping, which is pretty cool. So as you can see, it hits this funnel with a little grate, and then it goes down through this PVC pipe into the building. This is a simple little shed. From here over is the part where the goats can go in. It's lined with hay. I put a bunch in there in the winter to keep them warm. And this side, I put a little concrete slab in, and it has a little walk-through door, and this is where I keep hay and feed and all my tools that I've been working on this system with. So this is just a 150-gallon storage tank. I actually found it on the resort property. Didn't pay anything for this. It's probably pretty expensive. I don't think it was ever used. And I hooked up some pipes to it. So let me explain to you how this works. Water comes in through here and goes right in the top and fills this thing up. And theoretically, it'll eventually fill all the way up to there. And then I've got a little valve here, and I'll open it up and it will come right outside of the building. And I'm gonna probably cut it right there and put the bucket right under it, and it'll just dump right into the bucket. So I want it to go to the collection tank because if it's just running straight from the roof into the bucket, then it's gonna overflow the bucket with any rain and waste all that water. So I want to save the water. But then I was like, well, if it just goes into here and the valve's always closed, eventually this is gonna fill up, start coming out the top and dump water all over the hay and feed that I have in this room. So I think I figured it out. Right here is a T, and the water will come down here and run into here until this thing is full, and it'll raise the water level up, and then it will come up here and go down here, and this is a drain that bypasses the valve and goes straight out to the outside. I think, all theoretical here, but it looks like it should work, because when this is empty, water will want to flow into this. When this is full, it's gonna raise up here, start coming out, and go to our overflow, and it'll dump right into the goat's water bucket, which will not only make sure the goat's water bucket is topped off, but if it is topped off and then our storage tank is topped off and full and it's overflowing in there, it'll also just start flushing the goat's water. They'll get fresh water put in there, dump out some of the dirty water. It's cool, right? I'm stupidly excited about this. I'm actually gonna go turn on the hose right now and fill it up and test to see if it works, because I don't know if it will. Ew, gross. Yeah, see, that kind of stuff is just nasty. Temporarily rerouted the water hose to right here. Let's go turn it on. Look, we got a solid stream dripping in there right now. Turn it on at the house, and it heads straight down this water hose all the way down the hill to the goat pen. There's the second water hose. I just did some math. With my roof size, it takes 1 inch of rain to completely fill that water tank. You can hear the goats, they're excited about this. So 1 inch of rain, that's not that much. In my county, we get on average 40 inches of rain a year, meaning on average, that water tank will fill itself 40 times a year. Free water. I get 40 barrels of water for free every year. Okay, the water hose is going crazy down there. It did not stay where I wanted it. Come on, man, you were supposed to go in there. Look, it's raining. It's totally natural. It's not a water hose at all. I also still need to put some sort of downspout on this thing. I just cut a hole in it, haven't really done anything yet. Whoa, it's flooding. This is crazy. Okay, that is filling right now. My first question has been answered. I was wondering, when the water is really pouring like it is now and it's coming down this pipe really fast, will it have enough speed to go ahead and ramp up and go into the overflow? But as you can see, maybe a little, oh, there's a little bit, but barely any, and that's as much water as could come down this thing at a time. So a tiny bit, a little drip will go into, I mean, that thing's gonna be cut off short. It'll go into our bucket. So this is working right now. My second question, when it fills up all the way, will this thing start working in overtime and dump all the water out there instead of coming out the top right here? See our water pouring in there? That's great. And we got about 20% of this tank full right now. Oh, my other thing I'm testing is, do any of the joints leak inside? Not worried about this one. No glue needed on that thing. If it leaks, it leaks. It'll just drip in there. But all these, you don't need to keep all this hay and stuff dry. So let's hope for the best there. It's about to right here. It's really close to being to the level there. I'm gonna turn this valve. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, that's some power. We found our first problem is we do have a very tiny leak down there. I thought maybe it was coming out of here first. It's definitely coming out of here to here. Ah! So, yeah, well now you can't tell. But yeah, that's a bummer because that's gonna be a really hard one to fix. Does anyone know, is there any sort of just glue or tape I can put on the outside of that would fix it? I mean, it's like a low pressure because there's no pump, it's just gravity fed. Which it's at the very bottom, so it has. Ah!
I couldn't get it, so I just set it there like really
You just ran? It's gravity fed and that is the bottom, so it's got it's got about 4.5 feet of water pressure on top of it. So it is gonna drip. I'm probably just gonna put a little bucket under it and see how much it does drip in a single day. We come out here every day, so maybe we just need to dump the bucket once a day. Or is there some sort of glue, some kind of cement I could put around that to keep it from dripping? We are hitting our overflow mark right now, and it's starting to overflow. I put the water hose back in the gutter. I was filling it from the top just to make it go faster. But what we should see here is this thing is full. Oh shoot, yeah, it's full. So we don't want this thing to come up higher. It should be right at the level of that, which it looks like it is. So instead of flowing down into the tank, it's just gonna flow past it, come up here and go down and overflow out into the bucket when it rains. I'm gonna let this run for a minute like this and make sure that doesn't come up higher. So every time it rains and we have a full tank on the inside, the overflow will just come here, flushing fresh water into our water trough. It's been flowing for a while. It is not overflowing out of the top. It is still just flowing down there. So I'm gonna say this is a success. Okay, now scenario, it hasn't rained in weeks, but we have a storage tank. Turn it on, dude. Let's fill it up, see how fast this goes. Heck yeah. Whoa, the power, turn it all the way on. Nice. That's cool, man, that fills up so fast. There's so much water coming out of there. I wasn't sure if I could do up to a 2-inch pipe down there. I decided to go 1.5, and yeah, that's plenty. That thing fills up in like a few seconds. We have a functioning rainwater catchment system. I need to get a couple things to finish it up, and it's gonna work freaking great, I think. Also, that green stuff forms because it's in the sun all the time, so that thing was just in pure sunlight all day long. The hot part of the day is when the sun is on that side, so it'll be totally shaded, I think. So there should be a lot less green stuff that grows in this when it's next to the building. Matt Carricker's making epic goat content for you guys every day of the week. Out here at the Desperado Range, and we're setting up actual parking this time. Last time we had a big problem with just, well, basically just way too many people came. I don't know if that many people are gonna come again. We never really know. So this time we're just roping off parking. We're trying to make it like way more legit. The range day is actually tomorrow, so you'll have to watch that on Demolition Ranch. But we're gonna go try to put a sign in the ground right now. We have a couple vendors who are already out here setting up. So they're putting their targets downrange, their guns on the line, just trying to make sure everything is working and ready to rock. But most of the vendors are gonna show up tomorrow bright and early before the show. I'm actually gonna practice parking real quick because last time parking was terrible because we didn't mark it out. We just like, yeah, go park over there, and then way more people came than we thought. So I'm gonna see how these laid out parking spots work. But yeah, it fit really good. So I came right down the center of this aisle, pulled it right there. It's gonna be great. I just say it's gonna be great over and over and over, just hoping that actually will be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. The wind's a little much. You seem to have a problem with something.
So it looks really good, but I think we just need to take a little off the top. It's like so not straight.
Yeah, we just found out that the right ones are a little higher than left ones, and it is driving Jenna crazy.
Yeah.
It does look bad.
Yeah.
We just need a chainsaw just right there.
It'll be perfect next time.
And our sign is still up. Haters who thought it was gonna fall down. Like, oh Matt, your sign's gonna fall down, your shipping container is gonna collapse. Well, the shipping container is collapsing, but otherwise you guys were wrong.
Clint made me this awesome sign because when you first come in, you come down this road right here, and then to the resort is that way, but our range goes down that dirt road right there. So we're gonna put a big sign there to make it very obvious, and then we have some sawhorses that we'll put across the road here so that it'll be very obvious. You go that way if you go into the range. So we're gonna auger some holes. That actually was way easier than I thought. I thought it was gonna be rock. Oh, I just hit rock right there. A lot of rock out here. He got through brown dirt in about a foot and then he hit solid rock. We're gonna bury this 4x4, cut it in half, put a sign up. It's gonna look fantastic. We just gave up. It's gonna be about 16 inches deep, and then we might just have to put a support going backwards on there. It goes through that dirt real easy, and then it just hits solid bedrock. And that's a rock bit too. That auger is made for rock, but this rock is something else.
Just hits the adamantium shelf right there.
I got my big Bobcat back.
Thing's always broken, always in the shop. We've been running it hard, but we just got it back from the shop today. And I think we finally got her fixed. We'll see how long we can keep it that way.
Calling her good. We're just gonna put him in as deep as we can go. Good enough. Picture this, you're just coming down this beautiful ranch road right here, and I wonder, okay, there's a Bobcat in the way. I wonder which way the shooting range is. Oh, Desperado shooting range. It's that way.
I love this. I think you guys can see in our episodes that it's like every episode is one step in the right direction of turning this place into like not just a mess and actually a functioning place. And so this, just a little step like that, putting a sign up that says shooting range this way is so cool for me, because it's just one more step in the right direction. So every day we keep taking steps in the right direction. And so we've owned this place for coming up on 10 months now, and it looks way different than it did 10 months ago. And it's just because every day we just get a little bit better out here, and it just makes me so happy. And our event's just gonna be a lot more legit this time than it was last time. We have parking now, we have signage now, we have 2 berms now, and so we can really spread out. Last time it was just really all crowded. I got better waivers this time. We have insurance. How cool is that? I mean, hopefully we don't need it. We also have like 10 range safety officers who are all like Air Force dudes, and then we have like 3 actual PD guys who are gonna be out here dressed and ready to arrest anyone who doesn't belong here or is just acting the fool. You know, we try to keep everything on the up and up, because you can't do stuff like this if you're goofing around. You got to be very strict with everything. We actually have a medical guy who's going to be here. We have a medical tent. We have a plan for evac. He's going to have an open lane in case anything does go wrong. We have a plan to take care of it as quickly and as safely as possible, but we're taking as many steps as we can to limit the chances that anything could go wrong. So we have everything super safe, all double checked by professionals in the field. We just want to make this range day super fun for all the influencers who come out here, and then keep everybody very safe. Here's our firing line on the first range over here, but then you can see there's some poles here. We're gonna stretch out rope in between that, so that'll make sure that anyone walking over to the other range does not go up near the 180 mark from the firing line. They can go all the way around and go to the next range, but they have to stay here. So no one inadvertently walks up there, up in front of your 180 as you're shooting downrange. Huge thanks to our good buddies at Caldwell for sending all brand new targets for both ranges. We have all brand new steel for this range and the other range, and these things get shot a lot with all the machine guns that we're gonna have here. They wanted to give us all fresh stuff for this one. Appreciate those guys, they're awesome. Let's go check out range number 2. We got some cool stuff over there as well. The cool stuff over here is Mikey on a ladder on top of a berm trying to put in a giant T-post. It'd just be so bad if I actually get it on video of him falling 15 feet down that hill. He looks great doing it, majestic even. The guys from Denver Bullets, they actually drove down here with a trailer full of stuff. Brought a ton of machine guns, and they actually were already out here setting up. You can see they have all their ammo. They also brought a ton of ammo. But look at this setup they have. They have this giant contraption which is just made to hold people and 5 machine guns right there. So like literally you sit in here, they'll hook the guns down. They have elevation locks so that you can't go over the berm, but you can turn, hit different targets. All these mounts for big old crazy machine guns. And they brought a bunch of little machine guns that don't need to be mounted as well. They've got these tripods for machine guns. This is gonna be crazy, way crazier than last time, I think. Thanks to Denver Bullets. Mikey's leaving, we are out. I think we're done. The parking lot is done, the tables are done. We're gonna come out here first thing in the morning with all the vendors and get all the signs up. We have signs for every one of them that we printed at the bunker. I think everything's ready for the most epic range day you've ever seen. So that video is gonna have a lot of big pew-pews in it that are not allowed on this channel. So they will be over on the Demolition Ranch channel. You can see our second biannual. We're gonna probably do 2 a year. Our second range day at the new Desperado shooting range. Sorry for the win. Thanks for watching. I love you. Go check out Demolition Ranch. Bye.